Hey everyone, this is Chris and Sandy with the Chris and Sandy Show, where we get up close and personal with some amazing guests throughout the entertainment industry. And today, like I said, in every episode, we got a great one for you. Who do we have?
We have Matthew Wayne with us today. He's a country music artist from Florida. He's gone on tour with acts such as the Avett Brothers, Ryan Cabrera, members of NSYNC, and Boyz II Men, among many others. Growing up on country music has come full circle as he creates country music today.
And we're excited to have him on. So welcome to the show.
Welcome.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Happy to be on here with you guys today.
We're happy to have you.
Yeah.
So I always like to start out kind of same way. Last few years have been rough for a lot of people, but especially entertainment.
Okay.
And although it looks like we're coming out of this, thank God for that.
Yes,
how had it affected you, and what have you done to maneuver through it?
Well, it was a blessing in disguise in a way because, all my live music that, of course, makes every musician great money came to a screeching halt. But it gave me an opportunity to try some other things and work more on original music. And it gave me a chance to kind of work with some people that, I've worked with in capacities like Boyz II Men and Joey Fatone and Ryan Cabrera, and turn it into more. Actually, during COVID, Wanya Morris and I from Boyz II Men, we did some songs with Brian McKnight. We did some songs with Seven Streeter, who's a great R&B, female R&B singer. And that was kind of a cool thing. Something I was like, is this really happening? I mean, this isn't something that, I saw coming. And like I said, getting to do some music with Joey. And then all of what happened during COVID kind of snowballed into what's happening now.
Oh, wow.
Like I said, putting original music together and then switching over, because I was doing some pop music, being with all these pop artists.
Yeah.
And I was with my buddy Joey and Jim and my friend Eric, who's in the group O-Town, and happened to play them a country song, and they're like, "You got to do country, man." And so I was like, "Well, I'll head on back to country then," and here we are.
Wow.
I love that story. You kind of took a detour, but right back, huh?
That's right. Yeah. It all led. COVID all led to what's happening now, and I couldn't be more grateful for it.
That's like for us. When we launched this show, it was January 2020, so a couple months before that, and our original plan was maybe 100 interviews first year. We thought we could do that, be a great foundation for a new show, and then everything gets shut down. And I'm watching everything go, and I told Sandy, I was like, we don't wish this on anybody.
No.
But you know what? We're here. We can't change it. We need to take advantage of this, because a lot of people who normally would not come on a new show might be willing to come on a new show. And because of that, we reached out to a bunch of people. We ended up with 300 interviews that first year, and we're almost 600 now.
That's awesome. I'm glad to be in that mix and happy to come back,
And we're close to 600. We're probably, 580, 585, somewhere in there. I don't really keep track of it. It's when you get the first 100 we kept track of.
Right. It'll start taking up more time than it needs,
Now, when we get to close to 1,000, I might keep track of that a little bit.
Right. Yeah.
So, a lot of people, they would ask, when did you know you wanted to do music? But I like to go deeper than that. When did it click that this could be a career?
So I have a very vivid memory of that moment. Watching, have you guys ever heard of the movie That Thing You Do?
Oh, I've watched that many times. I love that movie.
Yeah. So I watched that as a little kid, and I had already been playing guitar, piano, and drums. But my whole family's pretty musical, but none of them did it as like a job. And so I watched that movie as a little kid, and I was like, wait a minute. This is all they're doing for money, like to live. And it was very matter of fact, which in the music industry, it's usually not very matter of fact. But I was like, oh, well, I'm just gonna go do that then. That's my job. And sure enough.
And that's a perfect segment into the next part of this. Is, as you know, a lot of people they see the glory in what you do. And that, like you said, I'm just going to go do that. But they don't see the grind, the sacrifice, the tears, the struggles it takes to make it in any level with entertainment. And I always want to talk about that. So tell us a little bit about some of the sacrifices and struggles you've had to go through to even get to where you are today.
I mean, it's been tough. Like you said, like you just said, I mean, you put it perfectly. A lot of people just don't see the grind, and it is nonstop. It is tireless. It is 24/7. Just trying to make sure I'm prepared for when an opportunity finds me. I mean, getting in with Boys to Men and Joey and all that stuff. I started out picking up photography as a hobby.
Oh, wow.
And
Yeah.
when they would come to Boyz II Men's one of my favorite groups of all time, and they would come to Disney every year in Orlando, so I'd go watch them. And I started out just taking pictures of them just to be able to watch the shows, and they ended up using my photos. I was like, that's kind of cool. And then
Oh, very cool.
I noticed that their manager didn't have anyone working for them, and I had the guts to just be like, hey man, whatever you need, I'll come do it. Let me
Oh,
know.
wow.
And
Yeah.
it's snowballed, quite frankly. And it takes that kind of thing, but even that is it's not all glitz and glamour. It's a lot of hard work and a lot of late nights and a lot of trying to figure out what that next step is. And
Mhm.
it costs a ton of money to get a lot of this done and do this stuff the right way. So a lot of sacrifices there, but we're going.
I remember interviewing a girl named Allison Steele from Two Steel Girls from years ago. And I remember she was telling some advice, and I was like, what advice would you give someone? And I remember her saying that whatever, if you can do anything else, go do that and keep this as a hobby. She goes, because
Right.
you sacrifice everything. You sacrifice family. You sacrifice your body. You sacrifice so much. It says, if you can in your heart be happy doing something else, then go do that. She goes, but if you can't, then you better be all in.
I 1000% agree with that, because I eat, sleep, breathe, music, whether it's my music, working on music for someone else, producing, writing, everything. I can't get away from it. But nor would I. I mean, it's a blast, getting to do exactly what you love to do is a special thing in this life, I think.
On the flip side, what are a few wow moments that's happened? And you probably already said a few of them anyway, but what's
Yeah.
a few
You're right.
moments where you look back and you're like, I can't believe that happened.
Yeah, there's a number of those. Recently I got to do a show with Joey and Murr from the Impractical Jokers. We were in Virginia, and I got to sing an original song at that show, one of mine. And that
Yeah.
was just kind of a cool moment. Recently at Disney, I got to sing a country song for all the fine people that came out to that show. But the biggest one that has been a pivotal moment for me was
Mhm.
we were in Vegas, and we're working on a new show that we were going to put at the Venetian in Vegas, and we had a meeting, and in the meeting was Joey and Boyz II Men's manager. His name's Joe. He's been my mentor for the last few years. Joey was in the room. AJ and Nick from Backstreet were in the room.
Yeah.
Johnny Wright, who manages Justin Timberlake and Incubus,
Wow.
he was in the room. And Wanye, who's one of the best singers alive
Mhm.
on this planet. We're all in this room having this meeting, and I'm just sitting in the back, and I'm quiet. I'm just ears. I'm listening and just kind of absorbing, in case I have any notes for later and all that. And it gets to they say, okay, so what are we going to do for music? About music. And Wanye from Boyz II Men pipes up. He goes, we got Matt. Matt's our guy. He's got us. We're good. And
Yeah.
I was kind of like, I don't want to curse on your show, but I was like, what the is going on right now? I was literally in shock, because I mean, I've grown up listening to all these guys in that room,
Mhm.
and every musician seeks that moment of kind of like validation. We're
Yeah, validation
all of
from
us,
people you respect.
yeah,
Mhm.
all of us artists are insecure. You know how it goes, but it's like, okay, like that was a heavy one for me. And I'll be honest with you, I left that meeting and called my mom crying. And my poor mom's like, "What's wrong? Is everything okay?" I was like, "Everything's great." I was like, "I could literally die tomorrow and I'm good." Like that was it's just a surreal moment, absolutely surreal moment.
You know, you're talking about validation, and we all want that. I can remember from the people that we look up to. I can remember we had John Tesh on the show, and we look up to him because again, he's the biggest
Oh
radio
wow.
person out there. You
Oh
know,
yeah, and the entertainment
in
tonight
entertainment
for
world and
so
all
many
that.
years.
And I remember
Yeah.
in the show, he was telling us, he says, I'm a really busy person and I don't do many podcasts.
Yes.
He says, but I said yes to y'all because I've heard great things.
And we were like, wow, he's saying this
Yeah.
to
And,
us.
and so that was like a moment like, okay, we can keep going.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely, and you should. Yeah, you guys are a ton of fun to talk to. So I see where he's coming from. So
But we appreciate that. So as you
I think
know,
my
a lot
mom's
of-
on here. She's a big John Tesh fan. I'm pretty
Ah.
sure he's a great piano player.
Mhm.
So as you know, a lot of people, they see you, but they don't see
Right.
the team around you. In our opinion, teams never get any love.
They don't.
But on our
no,
show,
no.
we make sure they get some loving. So take
That's
a few
awesome.
moments and just tell us about the team that helps you be who you are.
Absolutely. I mean, it does take a village, and I first and foremost got to thank Joe, who's like I said, been a mentor to me, and really opened up the floodgates of what's happening now, as far as being able to get to the point where I'm at, because I've been able to get myself to Nashville, meet a lot of great people in Nashville. I got to give love to Dan Frizzell, who mixes and masters and edits all my music and produces and all that stuff. He does Lee Bryce, he does Jason Aldean, Keith
wow.
Urban, Kid Rock, and me for whatever reason. I mean, he's just, it's like, I guess it's like charity work or something. My buddy John Stone, who's a fantastic writer, who's written for Blake Shelton, Rascal Flatts, literally you name it, he's gotten it. Kenny Chesney. He's letting me cut some really great songs of his. My buddy Johnny Gates, who I write with and have some great songs coming out with him. Rana and Liz over at Showbiz Publishing, they pitch me great songs. Sarah Schumacher at Curb Records. Really just, yeah, it does take a team. It's funny too, because there's never an instance where you talk about everybody all at once, and now it's all coming in. I'm like Joanne Magano, who's my
Yep.
publicist, who of
She's
course put
great.
us together.
We love them.
She's
We
one of the best in the biz. Yeah, man, it really takes a village, and a huge thank you to, of course, like Boyz II Men, Joey Fatone, Ryan Cabrera, O-Town, all these guys that put me on stage with them, and give me a moment to show people what I'm all about.
I love that.
So I'm saying my mom's always there. The fans that help out, and
So tell us a mom story. Tell it, I could tell that she's big time influence within what you do. Tell
I'm
us
a mama's boy.
story.
That's true.
Tell us a
that's
story
awesome.
where she went above and beyond for your career and you thought, wow, she really gets that this is what I've been called to do.
A million stories just hit me all at once just now, because she comes to about every gig she can.
Yeah.
She always wears a shirt of, if whatever band it is I'm in, or if it's me or whatever it is, she's always wearing a shirt.
Mhm.
But I think the most vivid, and this is a mom story and a dad story, but I would call it more of a mom story, because
Yeah.
so my parents are separated but very active. Like we hang all the time.
Mhm.
They're both the best, and I won the lottery with both of them, quite frankly. But I call this a mom story because in this story she deals with the repercussions more. But I was 12 years old, and I had been playing drums at school a little bit, but at school they had me playing trumpet. But before school, I would take my trumpet case and just be beating drums on it, and I'd have kids around rapping and doing all this fun stuff. And eventually they were like, I think we got to get him a drum set. As much as a parent may not want to, because as a parent, you want as much peace and quiet as I think you could possibly find.
Now they got electronic drums.
Yeah.
Right, but that wasn't quite the thing when I was a kid. And it's hard to get a kid to get into electronic drums, but
Yeah.
My mom and dad and I went out to dinner one night, and mom had some of her friends while we were out at dinner put a drum set in my room.
Oh wow.
So I
Oh.
come back from dinner. We're just out at dinner. Come home. I'm like I said, I think I'm 12 years old, and I come in. I'm like, what?
Oh.
What is this?
Yeah.
And I say mom dealt with it because it was at her house. So that poor woman. And I mean, but what an investment, because I would literally play those things from the moment I got home from school. She gave me a
Mhm.
cutoff time at 9 o'clock, and I would
Yeah.
play them. I would literally, she would be 8:59, 9 p.m. All right, let's go. Enough for tonight, please. And so bless her for that. But I think that's pretty above and beyond, where she's like, this
Yes,
kid wants to do it,
definitely.
we're gonna do it.
Mhm.
And I mean, it paid off. I play drums all right. I mean, I've been known to make a few dollars playing drums. So
You know,
I love it.
speaking of teams, we have a third co-host, our 10-year-old, that we bring on ask a couple questions. So Sandy's gonna go get
I
him.
love it.
Yes,
Oh,
I'm gonna
perfect.
get him.
Bring them out. Let's go.
And while we're waiting on him to come,
Yeah.
what's kind of next for you?
What's next is some new music coming out. I've been hard in the studio. We just went in and cut some more music. We're going to be releasing a new song on October 7th. I'm actually announcing it right here. I haven't announced it anywhere else.
Oh, wow.
Putting out a song October 7th called Everything You've Got. And that'll be out, of course, on all platforms. And super excited about that. I'm basically just trying to get out as much music as I can for people. So people can really know what I'm doing and see that I'm serious about this. And then hopefully, beginning of next year, hitting the road and hopefully get on. There's a lot of wonderful country music festivals and trying to get on all those. What's up, man?
Feel good?
What's going on?
Yes. Our time after you said, what's your food?
My favorite food?
Yes.
My favorite food is chicken parmesan. Have you ever had chicken parmesan?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. Do you like it?
He loves anything with cheese and chicken.
Oh, okay. Perfect. Yeah, then that's right up your alley. I love chicken
What's yours?
parmesan.
Mine is pizza.
Yeah, what's yours? Oh, what do you get on it?
Pepperoni sauce and supreme and pineapple.
He's got 4 different ones.
Oh my goodness. Ooh, wait, all of that on one or separately?
That's 4 different ones. Yeah, because he said, he's got
Okay.
he likes pepperoni, but he also likes supreme, and he
Yes.
just learned that
Right,
he likes.
okay.
And he just learned that he likes pineapple. You tried that.
Okay. He's adventurous then.
You're adventurous, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
He'll try anything once.
That's
Even
awesome.
even the hot stuff. He's really good in the spicy stuff too.
Oh, I like spicy too.
Yes. All right, what's your TV
awesome.
show?
My favorite TV show. What am I watching? I keep watching a show right now called Bar Rescue. I don't know why. I don't know if he probably wouldn't have seen Bar Rescue because it's not really his age range. This guy's just yelling at people, man, because they're not doing a good job at their bars, and he sorts them out. He sets them straight. It's a funny show when you're a little older, maybe.
What's yours?
Mine is SpongeBob.
Oh, all right. Okay. My favorite cartoon is the movie Cars. Have you seen Cars?
Yeah. One time I saw I can't remember where it was.
I went to church.
Uh-oh. Well, it sounds like you need to come watch it again.
Yep, time to
Yes.
watch it again.
Yeah. All right, what's your movie?
Favorite movie is That Thing You Do, which would be a
that's
great
good.
one for you to watch if you haven't. That's
It
my
would be.
favorite.
And what's yours?
Mine is The Minions.
Oh, okay. All right. I
And
like
we've
that.
seen all
With
the
Gru.
Minions, including the new one. That, in fact, what's funny is last time we was in Nashville, we ended up saying, you know what, let's go to the movies, and we seen the new Minions that's out at the theaters right now. Him and Caitlin both love them.
Oh, all right. You got to take him down to Universal in Orlando because they've got
Yep.
all the Minions down there. He would love that.
You'd
Yes.
love that.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe
Bye,
a little
thanks.
road trip soon.
Yep.
Bye, thanks.
Oh, see you, buddy. Thanks
All
for the questions, man.
Yeah, he's been on
That's
almost
awesome.
almost every episode. He loves it, and since we
That's
homeschool, we're
awesome.
able to kind of do
Have
schoolwork,
him in there.
then do the show, then do schoolwork.
Is he working on schoolwork right now? Oh, he's got to get back in there.
He just wrapped
Oh,
up.
okay. Okay. Fair enough.
Worked all morning. So just
Fair
wrapped
enough.
up. Mhm.
Fair enough then.
So
That's
if
awesome.
you could co-write with any artist, who would it be?
Can I ask one question?
Yeah.
Is the song for them or is the song for me? Or is it both of us? That would be
Both of y'all.
because I think I
Both.
would have different answers for that.
Yeah, that makes sense, huh?
If the song is for that artist, I might say Brett Young
Oh wow.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
a really good one. Yes.
because I tend to like slower songs and like to write slower songs.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a lot of cool ballads that I really like.
Yes.
And if the song was for me, I mean, you have to go with Hardy.
Oh,
I
that's
mean-
great. Yes.
If someone's gonna write a song for you,
That's a good choice.
you're definitely gonna want to put Michael Hardy in the credits.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Mhm.
And then if I had to do a song that was like me and another artist where we're both on the
Together.
song,
Mhm.
ooh, it might be George Strait.
That'd be a good one.
Love that.
It might be
Yeah.
George Strait or Cody Johnson.
Yeah, that's a
Oh,
good one.
yes.
I love the
I'm-
Until You Can't
Mhm.
song.
I know. I'm dying to write a rodeo song. I'm dying to put a
Oh,
rodeo
good
song together.
one.
So I've never
Mhm.
rodeoed or anything, but I love rodeo songs.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Absolutely love rodeo songs. And George Strait and Cody both have great rodeo songs.
They do.
So if you could
Mhm.
spend the day with any artist who's passed on, who would you bring back to spend the day with you?
I would say John Lennon, but I've heard he's kind of a jerk. That's the thing. The ones I really like, I've heard they're not all that fun to be.
That
around.
would suck. If that would suck, you bring them back and they're a jerk.
Just have
to you,
a
right?
have a terrible day.
Not good.
That's actually good. Yeah, so I brought Elvis back, and it was an awful time. If I had to bring back an artist to spend the day with, I'd go get a beer with George Jones.
Oh yes, George
Yeah,
Jones.
I
Oh,
think
that's
maybe
nice.
George Jones.
Mine would be Johnny Cash because
Johnny and June.
Johnny
yeah,
and I'd like to
for
bring
us.
them
nice.
back because I went through 19 years of addiction. Been sober for 14 years.
Oh wow!
But the first part of our marriage was hectic on her because of that. So their story is our story. So it'd be really cool to talk to them.
Mhm.
Oh, that would be fantastic. I love that.
So what's a song you've heard that you wish you wrote?
You guys are asking hard questions, but I actually really like these questions because I don't generally get asked these kinds of questions. A song I wish I wrote, I Could Still Make Cheyenne by George
Oh.
Strait.
Oh, that's
That's a
good
one.
Love it.
That's
Mhm.
one of my favorite. That's one of my absolute favorite rodeo songs.
Yeah.
So back in
I think that would be one.
So back in February of 2015, we got to interview Kelsey Ballerini before she was Kelsey. And the question I asked her, one of the questions I asked her back then is where she want to be in 5 years. And I always like to tell this story before I ask you the same question, because the answer she gave us then was to the T of what she's living now. She knew where she was going.
She had all planned
She had it
out.
planned out and she's there. So knowing that, where do you want to be in 5 years?
In 5 years, I mean, I hope to have a ton of music out that people really resonate with. I hope to have a great family. I hope to still be spending time with my parents. I hope to still be doing dumb stuff with my friends.
Yeah.
Which we do have some dumb stuff planned, so
There
that's
you
good.
go.
You know, and it'd be great to be out there touring and you know, writing and performing for people and just making people happy.
Love that.
I think
So
that's it. I don't want to put high, you know, because of course, you know, I want to be on stadium tours or arena tours or, you know, but all that will be there if that's meant for me, and I believe we're heading that way. But the things that I really know matter are the people in my life and the music in my life, and those are the things I just really want to focus on.
So let's look 15 years down the road and let's say that you are a success on that grand scale. Whatever that looks like for you, you've made it. What do you hope that you never forget along that journey?
how hard it was to get there. Because people have always asked me, how come you don't go on one of those singing shows or do like an American Idol or a Voice? And I always say it's because that kind of stuff's fleeting. That you come in, you do it, and once the show's done with you, you're kind of on your own to go figure it out, and they kind of chew you up, spit you out, kind of thing. And so I always say, if it's given to you, it can be taken away. If you worked for it, it's yours. And I just, I hope I never forget the grind and never let myself get ahead of myself. You know how it can be. People get into some new places and around some new people, and all of a sudden you don't hear the word no anymore, and you're like, well, it can turn bad, and I just hope I never experience that.
Love that.
What are some things that inspire you?
Things that inspire me, my parents. My dad is a hardworking man, and he's in his. I won't say how old he is on here. You probably don't want me talking about all that. But he's still active and playing golf and doing what he loves. And it's funny because I kind of inspired him at a young age. I remember being 16, and there was a time where, so I'm going on another tangent here, but I remember being 16, and at that point, it's that point where your parents start getting a little worried because I'm still in bands, and like I'm like, yeah, I want to play in these bands and all that. And the time my parents start going, well, let's figure out what you're really gonna do, kind of thing. Just let's figure that kind of thing. And I was like, no, this is it. Like, don't worry, I'm doing this. And I think that was hard for them to be like, okay, and like kind of let go and let it happen. My dad
one thing about that, before you finish that statement, is one thing I think that a lot of times parents don't see that you as an artist sees. A lot of times parents, they see Blake Shelton, and then they see broke brother-in-law who's done it for years, but they don't see the many levels in between where there are people that you'll never hear their name, but yet they make $100,000 a year.
Yeah, absolutely. But I remember being 16, and my dad was working just jobs he didn't generally enjoy. He was, a buyer for this company, or he was doing this for this company or whatever. And my dad loves golf. The way I am about music, Dad is about golf. I'm like, Dad, you just got to, because he was talking about his job. I'm like, you just got to go do what you love. You got to figure out how to make a living with golf right now. That's the only way you're going to be happy. And I think he took that and he ran with it. And that's something I've admired him. He does what he wants. And I'm inspired by my mother because you won't find like a kinder person on earth. It's kind of like obscene how sweet and thoughtful and kind. And she's nurtured friendships better than anyone I've ever seen for over 40 years, where they call each other every week, or they go do something. And to the point where she just moved to North Carolina, and everyone else moved to North Carolina from Florida. Literally, they're all up there now. It's mostly, but she literally moved to North Carolina, and her friends are like, okay, we'll all start finding a place. And they started.
Wow,
I was baffled. And that's just as a testament to who she is. Where people are like, she's going, we're all going. Let's go.
Yeah, she said she's in tears right now.
Oh, Ma, come on now. Come on, Ma.
And what would you like for your legacy to be in music? What would you like to be most known and remembered for? Oh.
He cut himself off.
Yeah,
he'll be back.
Accidentally. He'll be back. Yeah, we'll wait for him to return.
He's been great.
He has been a great guest. How fun. There he is.
Okay, Hey,
I'm back. I hit something on my phone. I was like, oh no.
We thought that's what it was. We were like, we'll wait for your return. Yep.
I accidentally hit something. Sorry about that.
Oh, no problem.
What was your question again?
Yeah, what would you like for your legacy to be? What would you like to be most known and remembered for?
That's tough. You guys are killing me. I love this because there's so many things. I mean, doing what I said I was gonna do, being consistent. Just I think that's the main ones. Always leading with kindness. Always leading with the right intention. I think that's what I would want to, as a person.
Yeah.
Just kindness. I've heard that about a lot of people. I had the chance once to meet an idol, and I decided not to, just because it might have been too much. I had a chance to meet Stevie Wonder, and
wow. Mm-hmm.
but I decided not to. But all I've ever heard about him is how kind he is, and that he remembers. Like, even if he's met you once or twice, the next time he meets you, he'll remember you.
Oh wow!
And that is, I think that's a special thing, and that's something
Yes.
He froze.
He has. Maybe it will unfreeze in a second, hopefully. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh, there you are.
There you are.
There we are. Losing you guys. Sorry, the internet's not great.
We understand.
But I think that's, hearing things about him like that, I hope people will talk about me that way. People will choose however they want to be at the end of the day. So I can just stay consistent with what I know to be and who I am, and whatever anyone else has to say is up to them.
Yes.
hopefully it's to that effect,
Mm-hmm. If you could say anything to your fans and followers, what would you want to tell them?
Just how appreciative I am of the support. I mean, we've got some fans that are just there for it. I'm super thankful. They travel the country to come watch me play. They buy merch. They stream all the music. They share it with everyone they know. And you really, as an artist at the level I'm at, and I mean, really at any level, but there's such a great value in that these people care and take their time to, to really invest their time and efforts into what I'm doing. It just shows that, you're on the right track, and just helps me every day to keep pushing, knowing that they care as much as they do.
Definitely
so thankful. Yeah.
So as we close out, what advice would you give that person who wants to do what you do?
Just don't quit. You keep chipping away. And I've seen a drawing once, like I don't know if it's like a little comic strip or something, of a guy who was chipping away. I think he was trying to get to, like, I don't know, treasure or something like that. And he gives up. He gives up, and the treasure's just a little bit further.
Oh, yes, I've seen that.
And that's kind of how I think about it. Just, if you stop chipping, you're right. You won't get where you're going. So
and you'll never know. I would rather go to my deathbed knowing I tried than to go to my deathbed wondering what if.
Yep. So I always say, just keep chipping away, ask for help, get creative, brainstorm with people, but never ever, stop chipping away.
Love that. So as we close, tell everybody how they can find you.
On Instagram at Matthew Wayne. That's where I'm most active. I do a little bit of TikToking. I'm working on it. I'm gonna get my YouTube shorts as good as you guys soon. But because you guys got some of the best YouTube shorts out there. But I'm gonna work on it. You guys have inspired me to get to work on that. But definitely Instagram, Matthew Wayne Music on Facebook. It's Matthew Wayne on Twitter. Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, Amazon Music, Matthew Wayne.
Love that. We really enjoyed having you today, we definitely look forward to having you back.
Yeah.
Please, let's do that anytime. You guys let me know, and I'm there.
Right, you're always welcome.
You're a great guest.
And hopefully to see you guys in Nashville. All right.
Oh,
we'll
we'll
be there from the 2nd to the 9th.
We'll be there soon.
Oh, in October?
Yes,
yeah, October 2nd to the 9th.
And you guys are big Johnny Cash and June Carter fans, you said?
We are.
I'd love to take you to a spot in Nashville. It's a private club, but they have the last photo taken by Marty Stewart of Johnny Cash,
Oh,
and the whole room was designed by his granddaughter.
Oh wow.
oh, that would be amazing.
So let's
I
get
would love
let's get
that.
in touch and have you guys come check that out.
Sounds
Will
great.
do.
Awesome,
Absolutely.
guys.
Little
Sounds
Chris will
great.
love that.
Yes, because he's a big
Absolutely.
music fan and he loves Johnny Cash too. He knows who Johnny Cash
Perfect.
is.
We love that.
Awesome.
All right, we'll be in
Awesome.
touch,
We'll
and
be
it
in
was a great
touch.
time.
Thanks so much
Awesome,
again.
guys. See you soon.
All right.
Bye.
Bye now.